Gutman. He'll run over and grab another hug from Chris Smith as he'll head to the locker room with the state championship and the Wildcat state champion hat on as we move to 140. Seth Cameron will go against Dean Breedlove. Cameron from Stonewall Jackson, he'll be in the burgundy and gold. And another wrestler from Atlee, Dean Breedlove. There's a takedown for Seth Cameron. He'll take the 2-point lead. Seth Cameron, Frank Cameron, a pretty familiar name.
Oh,
Stonewall
yeah.
Jackson Wrestling.
Right, he is. Excuse me, I'm trying to do some housework here, get things rolling and smolling and holing, and we're rocking and rolling.
Down to 124 remaining first period. Still that 2-point lead for Seth Cameron.
Well, Seth Cameron against Breedlove. What a great name. You got Gunlicks and Breedlove.
Well, Breedlove just had 3 back points against him, so it is now 5-0. There's that 5-point move we were talking about. 5-0. We look at Cameron's record, 128 career wins. This guy also a pretty good student, 3.3 GPA. Breedlove, 30-2 on the season, 58 career wins, just a sophomore. Cameron, of course, a senior. But he has built that 5-point lead here at 140, and I don't think anybody would have expected that. Charlie Haltom of Great Bridge will finish 3rd. Breedlove moved pretty easily through the bracket. There's a 5-point lead for Seth Cameron of Stonewall Jackson. Hey, he has put a lot of points on the board. He won 14-4, had a pin in the semifinals.
And Cameron just putting the points up.
He's rolling, Frank.
He's been the most dominant performance we have seen in the first period tonight of any final.
Wow, it is 8-0 now. Seth Cameron of Stonewall Jackson at 140. 98 district champ and of course a regional champ, as we mentioned, from Mechanicsville. Or excuse me, that's Breedlove of Atlee from Mechanicsville.
Coming up, a look ahead with 145, a kind of a strange weight class, and we'll talk about that later of how that developed. And then Stacy Woodhouse.
Tell you, Frank,
state champions have not fared well in this tournament so far. Matt Viola doesn't even place in a tournament. The former state champion, Fowler, loses a tough one right at the end of the match.
Looks like Seth Cameron's going to roll on, though, Frank. He's doing pretty well in his senior year here. Stonewall Jackson is located in Manassas. And he has a humongous 8-point lead as we're early going second period. Going to slow Seth Cameron up a little bit now, will Richard Bousman. It's a great crowd in here at Oscar Smith tonight.
What happened?
It is 9-0. Cameron with the lead, rolling along. Now, Breedlove wants to make a little flurry here. This is the biggest lead we've seen on the night. Remaining, 9-2, Frank. Hey, these Atlee guys, they're not going to give up. I don't care how far they're back. I'm impressed with the showing that they've made here in the tournament. Of course, team-wise, it's going to be a victory celebration for the Wildcats and Stephen Martin. Their 10th in 12 years. Another takedown.
Yep, you're right, buddy.
For Seth Cameron, man.
Cameron is rock. Look, he's going to pin him.
He has a 12-2 lead. No pins tonight so far.
Rolling. This could be a tech fall at this pace. 14-2.
14-2.
This will either end in a tech fall or a pin. It's just Cameron just has too much firepower for Breedlove. Just too much firepower for this 10th grader.
He won 14-4, did Cameron, and 13-0. He has just rolled, and he won 15-1 in the semis. Not too bad.
After this match, we'll be halfway there, fans. If it's your first time within our great sport of amateur wrestling,
Seth Cameron outside the circle. You see the burgundy and gold there, and on the bottom of the leg, it just says the wall. Stonewall Jackson. They pretty much rule up there in their region, Frank. Always put a lot of guys here in the state tournament.
They sure do, and this has been a good one. Again, look at these crowd. The crowd just keeps swelling on us. We thought it was peaked out, but now there's even more people standing.
Down to 11 seconds to go, second period. It is a 12-point lead.
12-point lead here.
Cameron is tough at 140. There's a good look at Seth Cameron. Mickey Irving and Frank Lopoli, we are at the 140 weight class on your 23 Sports Game of the Week. And if you're wondering about the team situation, you can sit down and relax because the Wildcats have won it. It's all about individual championships tonight, and we've seen some big matches already. And here at 140, Seth Cameron, the man in the burgundy and gold, has ruled so far. He leads 14-2.
14-2, and it's going to be more. He's doing a balancing act now, the great Houdini. And to see if the referee lets him score this, he's very gingerly going about. He's not going to risk, you know, a slam or anything with a 14-2 lead. We had it the 145-pound match, and we'll talk about that. Some very bizarre circumstances that happened early in this tournament.
129. Now, how about another couple of points for Seth Cameron?
14-point lead. Back points will end this match.
Down to 119, a long way to go, and Dean Breedlove having a rough go of it right now from Atlee, as he has met one of the hottest wrestlers in the tournament, and Seth Cameron.
All 135-pounders to the award stand, please. 135-pounders.
Here we go, Frank.
Match is over. This is a tech fall. Match is over. First tech fall.
And Seth Cameron knows it. Tech fall, Seth Cameron. The only way you could write it better is to get a pin. He comes in here and dominates at 140.
He sure does.
Here we go, Frank. The back points that ended it. Tell us what happens.
There's a roll under tilt. He holds it tight. He's got the pinch. He's doing it just like it's supposed to be done.
As we present the awards in the 130.
Team situation, Frank. You see the Wildcats looking up at that 200-point mark.
Certainly are.
Stonewall Jackson, a solid second. No surprise. The Cox Falcons fourth. Lake Craddock, Atlee seventh. How about the Tallwood Lions, Frank? Are you surprised that they break the top 10?
Yeah, it's great. It's good for them. That's good for them. Tallwood's in 8th place. I mean, things are, but the interesting story I see is that the emergence of the teams, the other teams in this tournament. Here we are at the award stand.
Go up to the award stand at, I believe we are 135, Darrell Graham and Andy Putman. And this should get a pretty big crowd from the home team Wildcat fans. And there is Andy Putman as he climbs up to the top to get the gold medal and the bracket sheet. Congratulations, Andy Putman. And Frank Gower was very smooth. He might want your job here. Pretty good interview, huh?
He's a talker. The Putman taught him everything he says.
We go to 145. Jeremy Rankin of Stonewall Jackson and Mike Agent.
Now, this is an interesting. We're going to go back to the very first round where Steve Sagas, winning 9-0 in the first round of this tournament, is probably the best wrestler in this tournament not to get to the finals. Goes through the tournament, and I'm going to really just say it like it was, unbeaten in my opinion. No one beat him. He beat him. He just had a misfortune of a a call that was very, very, very questionable. Called slam. He was winning 9-0. Referee called slam. Wrestler wasn't able to continue. He loses the match. Goes on to dominate the rest of the field. Ends up placing third. Now this here are the wrestlers that were left to scramble for the title.
Susan Johnson, please come down. We have a card.
If that happens,
Susan
that's
Johnson,
wrestling.
please.
Well, here we are in a
2-point lead
140-pound weight class.
For Mike Agin.
Card, Miss Johnston.
No, I'm sorry, from Jeremy Rankin.
Rankin, just an underclassman, 11th grader from Manassas, Virginia, 36-2 on the year. And Mike Agin from
Osborne Park.
Osborne Park. He's
in the blue.
37-5.
Tell you, Agin scored over 1150 on his SATs. This table combined might not be able to get 1150 SATs. You think, Frank? Wildcat fans making some noise over our shoulders as Andy Putman will go up and shake some hands tonight. 2-point lead for the wrestler in the burgundy and gold, Jeremy Rankin.
2-point lead there.
43 seconds remaining, first period.
From Stonewall Jackson, 40 seconds remaining. 1998 regional champion. 3.0.
Down to 30 seconds now.
56 wins, 2 defeats.
Mike Agin,
One of those defeats.
Osborne Park. That's the Cardinal District, Northwestern Region runner-up. He makes it all the way to the finals. Stonewall Jackson. Coaching staff, they look at that 2-point lead. Hustle back to the middle. Again, Rankin with a 2-point lead in the burgundy and gold. Agin over 100 career wins, 106 and 30. 67 and 12.